Please welcome America's service sales coach, Joe Crisara.
Welcome to the Service MVP Podcast, the show that helps home service professionals master high-value sales, build stronger client relationships, and grow their business like never before. Join industry experts as they share real strategies that drive results. If you're ready to level up your service game, you're in the right place. Let's get started.
It's the Service MVP Podcast.
You know, as if you look at the industry as a whole right now, in the plumbing and heating and cooling industry as it exists now, what do you think? What problem in our industry are you most personally motivated to solve right now, would you say?
Um, so let's see, right now in our industry, um, people, I guess we have a lack of people wanting to join the trades.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, and this is just me, so I'm not speaking for anybody other than my own personal thing, but some of that I believe has to do with the way that plumbers are viewed, the way that this is a dirty job or that I'm a janitor. You know, I don't know how many times people say like, "Have you cleaned toilets before?" And it's like, I don't clean. I don't clean toilets. What do you mean?
Hmm.
You
Right.
know, and it's like this misunderstanding that what we do is less than.
Hmm.
Um, it's a double-edged sword because even though we are having a problem with finding people, that supply and demand is great for plumbing businesses. You know, if you can't find any plumbers, it costs more to get a plumber. So it's not
Right,
bad
right.
for
There's a financial component that is actually works for you there with a scarcity, right?
absolutely. And I know people probably don't want to talk about that, but it does. But the real thing is changing the mentality. Watching kids that get out of high school and they're told or driven to go to college or practicing their SATs in their freshman year because they're told they've got to go to college to make $1 million more in their lifetime. That is a disservice, and no one is telling them that there is this backup. Go do that. If you want to get in the film career, you want to become a rock star, sure, do it. Have one of these trades as a backup because you can go anywhere, and surviving and taking care of your family and putting food in your mouth and being able to have shelter is the thing you need the most. I would that mentality of being just a plumber bothers me. And
Hmm.
I would like people to understand that what we do makes America the country that it is. You know,
Hmm.
there are a lot of components that go into it, but you know, this industry, sanitary drainage potable water, was voted the number one greatest medical breakthrough in the 21st century, beating vaccinations and antibiotics because it doubled the lives of Europeans and Americans. I mean, we have
Okay.
done that is an incredible thing to talk about, and to understand it is even harder because if you think about it, I'm 43. I would have been nearing the end of my life, you know, back a couple hundred years ago.
Hmm.
But now we live longer, and it's all due to one simple thing. I mean, we make stuff go away that makes people sick, and we provide them clean drinking water, which kills so many in other countries all around the world. So if you think you're putting on a faucet for someone, just remember that everything we do has purpose, and it is really quite important. And I would hope that people outside of this industry and interested in getting into this industry would look at that and recognize that.
Yeah, I think there's a both ends of the spectrum, and there's something missing in the middle. I think the one end of the spectrum is like, oh, I don't want to become a plumber. Like I'm above that, right? But then there's other people who are like, oh man, I could never become a. I don't know how you. I don't have the connections or whatever. That's plumbing's too good for me. Like there's a extreme end on both ends. Like some people are like, oh, I would never do that job. It's disgusting. Other people are like, man, I'd love to be a plumber, but I just don't know how to get into it and things. Does that make sense? Or there's that middle piece there that we're missing, you know? What do you think of that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I know, right, like California has some specific rules. Virginia is easier to get in. Vermont, it was like it used to be one license to one apprentice, and there was no such thing as helpers. So me being a master plumber, I could have a guy work for me and it was obligated to put him in the apprenticeship program, but I couldn't hire a second.
Mm,
And so you're right. So it's like, how do you got to find somebody that can actually hire you? And in that, so every state has its struggles. I was talking to Tyler Arndt out of Wisconsin, and I think he was
mhm,
telling me that you have to be licensed to do the work to run the truck.
mhm,
So
mhm.
it's like if your guy is not interested in getting the license and he's just a helper forever, you're not expanding. And so I mean, how do you put more people in? And so you're right. There's it's just not being talked about. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you remember high school. High school showed you like shop class and other things. I mean,
Mhm, mhm,
now
mhm.
it's really geared to get those SAT scores up and get to college.
Well, I think, people like you and I, we had kind of a fast track because we're born into the trades in a way, and so we almost like, yeah, I want to try something else, and then, you know what, this is actually it's, what am I screwing around with? Let's just do what I know, because I helped my dad since I was like, 8 years old or whatever. So it was like, and I was like determined to try something else, but then it was like magnetically pulling me toward it. So, but I think there's other people that. I noticed they're like a barrier because the licensing part of it, I think, is like the thing that kind of intimidates people. Like, I don't know how I would even
Oh,
approach that part. And this is where PHCC bridges that gap. Could you speak more about that and how that's something you're really involved with there, Tony?
so you're talking about the licensing
Yeah,
issues.
just to make sure that you're the education that anybody can walk into a PHCC location and say, hey, how do I become part of this
Oh
trade?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You have
Okay,
you have
yeah.
a track there, right? I mean, it's like
Yeah, so
it's intimidating to find that track, but nobody, I don't think people realize you could just literally just walk in and start talking, and you'd probably be guided to a path, no matter where you're starting from. Would you agree with that?
yeah, you're right. So, Virginia, when I was trying to find information about licensure back in the day, it was really convoluted, and I could, I mean, I was already a master plumber trying to find out how to do it down here, and information from the board people or not, well, from the people answering the phones was not really straight, and I didn't know. But PHCC, as the oldest trade organization, if you get a hold of them, they will point you in the right direction. And the people that are part of, I mean, the love of the PHCC is that, you know, it's just a bunch of people like me, like-minded, like you. So when you get a hold of one of these guys or women, they're gonna take they're gonna stop what they're doing and be like, hey, let me help you figure this out. I mean, they love the trades and they love being a part of this. So you're right, they will help you find where you need to go to be successful.
Thank you for listening and watching the Service MVP podcast. I want to give you a copy of my free book. Just click on the link below in the description, and one will be sent to you from me personally. Thank you so much for listening.